Okay, now, okay, very good. Now you can have your seat. Okay, now we're going to do a bit of theory class. I'm going to teach you how to create any major scale on the violin, the formula to use to create any major scale. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
And can you see me? So we're going to learn the major scales, how all 12 major scales are constructed, what is the formula, and I'm going to show you a guide to helping you get any major scale on the violin. Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen now. Can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, what do you see here?
SMVA guide
Okay,
for beginners.
okay, very good. You can see my screen. Okay, so let's move on. So in music is composed of the 7 letters of the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Once you have gotten to G, then we begin again.
You go back to A.
A, very good, beautiful. So I believe you have been taught perhaps in school. So in other words, there's nothing like H, I, J, K, L, M, N in music. Yeah. So in music, however, they are called notes rather than letters. So they are called notes. So A is called a note, B is called a note, C is called a note, and so on. And then there are 12 keys in music. If you pay close attention to the keyboard, you observe that there are 2 types of keys, the white and black keys. Can you see the white and black keys?
Yes.
So you have A, B, C, D. I'm counting just the white keys now. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We go back to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then so on, like that, so on and so forth. Okay, moving on. Now, if you start counting all the white keys from your left hand side, that is from the note A till you get to the black key before the next A, because it's the repetition of the note A, although in an higher octave, you notice that there are 12 keys. So let's count. We're going to count now. So you have 1, 2, the black, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Very good. So you can see that we have 12 keys. 12 keys in music. Now the white keys produce natural sound when played, while the black keys, on the other hand, sound rather strange to the natural keys when played. So they are called accidentals. If you have in one accidental, so I was just telling a joke here, like if you hear when maybe my African mom hears the word accidental, she's like, no, they will not hear accident in Jesus' name. So that's that was just a joke. Okay, moving on. In music, the key C is the only natural key because it contains no accidentals. This is probably the reason why it's the first note on the keyboard and not the key A. So in music, we start from the note C because it's natural. It doesn't have any accidentals. Now, what are accidentals? You might want to ask, what are accidentals? Accidentals happens in music when the pitch of a note is altered, neither of 2 ways. One, it can be slightly lowered or slightly raised. These are shown by symbols which appear in front of the note. These symbols are called accidentals. So those are accidentals. Accidentals happen in music when the pitch of a note is altered slightly. So it could either be slightly altered, slightly raised, or slightly lowered. So there are 3 types of accidentals. Do you know the 3 types of accidentals?
Yes.
Okay, so there are, what are the 3 types of accidentals?
Flat,
yes,
sharp, and natural.
Beautiful.
Signs.
Beautiful. So the sharp sign, this is the sharp sign, this is the flat sign, and this is the natural sign. Now a sharp raises or increases a note by a semitone, while a flat reduces or decreases a note by a semitone, while the natural returns a note to its initial state after it must have been sharpened or flattened. So now we're going to moving on to the next subtopic. Those are tones and semitones. Now a tone is a whole step. Yeah, a tone is a whole step from one note to another note. E.g., from C to D is a tone, D to E is a tone, F to G, G to A to B. So this was in C major scale, are all tones, are parts. Semitones, on the other hand, is half-step movement from one note to another note. Now, I'll give you an illustration. If you are climbing a staircase, and you have a staircase in your house, if you are climbing one, when you take one step at a time, that's a semitone movement. But when you skip one step and you try to climb higher, so you skip one, that's going to be a what?
Tone.
A tone. Beautiful. So let's say you are trying to stretch your legs, so you skip one and then you move to the next, that's a tone. But if you climb the step one after the other, that's a semitone. So e.g., for example, from C to D is a tone. So you don't skip, you skip this step and you move to D. D to E, you skip a step, you move to E. But is E to F a tone or a semitone?
A tone.
E to F. Why is it a tone?
Because there's no step there.
That's why it is semitone, not a tone, because you're not skipping any step, so it's a semitone. So you're just climbing the step one after the other. But C to D, you skip this, you skip the black, and then you come to this. If you are to climb the step like you normally do, you climb C, then you climb C, this black key, C sharp or D flat, then you come here, you come here, you come here, you come here, you come here. But because we are skipping this, and we're moving just from here to here, it's a tone. From here to here, it's a tone. But from E to F, you're not skipping anything, so it's a semitone. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So from B to C, is it a tone or a semitone?
Semitone.
Beautiful. Because why is it a semitone?
Because you're not skipping any step.
Beautiful. So you're not skipping any step. That's why it's a semitone. And in this situation, you're not skipping any note or key. You're just climbing the step one after the other using the illustration I made. Okay. Now you'll notice that there are no black keys in between E and F and B and C on the keyboard. This is because they are semitones apart. C to D, D to E, F to G, G to A to B, on the other hand, have black keys in between them. This is because they are tones apart from each other. And when counting by semitones from the left or right hand side, you would have to count the black key next to every white key before counting the next white key. In other words, a tone contains two semitones. Do you understand? So this is a semitone. C to C sharp is a semitone, or C to D flat. C sharp to D is another semitone. So this is one semitone, two semitone. From C to this black key, it's a semitone. From here to here, it's a semitone. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So from F to, how many semitones do you have from F to A?
4.
4. Let's count. From F to F sharp is how many? 1.
1.
F sharp to G,
2.
2. G to G sharp, 3. G sharp to A, 4. Beautiful. So from
4.
F to A is 4 semitones. That was beautiful. Brilliant. Okay, so I gave illustration here. Imagine climbing a staircase. Okay, beautiful. Now, the black keys which lie between C and D, E and F, C and D, D and E, F and G, G and A and B, functions as sharps or flats, and they derive their names from their neighboring natural notes. For example, the black key between C and D answers the name C sharp or D flat. Similarly, the one between D and E is called D sharp or E flat, and so on. These black keys are called enharmonics because they bear two names. Okay, so from C to from C. So this black key is called C sharp. It draws its name from C. But if you are moving from D to this black key, if you are moving forward, if you are moving from left to right, so it will take the note of the previous notes. For example, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, F, F sharp. But if I'm moving backwards like this, E, E flat, D, D flat. Or from B, B to B flat, A to A flat, G to G flat. But if I'm moving forward, it's going to be F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, A sharp, and so on. So when counting from your left to right hand side, as I explained now, the black keys take the name of the white keys before it with a sharp added to it. A sharp note is any black key to the right of a white key. Remember to the right is higher. So from you're going higher like this. If you're coming back, you're going lower. The sharp note is any black key to the right of a white key. Remember, to the right is okay. I've read that before. The sharp notes names are derived from the white key directly to the left of the black key. For example, the black key directly after the white is C sharp. I've explained that already. Let's go on. Okay, so the first black key after the key C can be called either D sharp, C sharp, or D flat. Or they are enharmonics because they bear two names. The same applies to other black keys as well. However, like most of us, even while we bear two or more names, we have a common name that people usually identify us with. This also applies to the black keys. So here are the names of the black keys you would hear more often. So you hear C sharp more often than D flat. Or you hear E flat rather than D sharp. You hear F sharp rather than G flat. You hear A flat. What's your second name, Chikamso? What's your other name? Is that your surname?
Yes.
Now, I'm talking about your own other name apart from your surname.
Francis.
Francis.
Yes.
Did you say Francis?
I said Francis.
Frances, okay. So I'm guessing that's the feminine of Francis. I'm guessing. I've not heard it before. Okay, so
it's the feminine.
Yeah, okay. So I call you Chikamso because that's the name that that I'm familiar with. But if I call you Frances, you definitely will respond. But usually people call you Chikamso. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying here. So C sharp is what you commonly hear. You would rarely hear D flat. You would hear E flat, the key of E flat. You rarely hear the key of D sharp. You commonly hear the key of F sharp. You rarely hear the key of G flat, and so on and so forth. Just like I was explaining. Now, enharmonics. These are notes that bear two names. All the black notes are enharmonics because they bear two names. Okay, moving on. Major keys. So now we are moving on to the major keys now. Now the major key is the basis upon which nearly all music you are familiar with are built upon. From country to hip hop, classical to jazz, blues to the regular praise and worship songs we all sing in church, to mention but a few. Other scales are described based on their relationship to the major scale. For those of us still wondering what the major scale is the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do we hear all the time. There's a formula to getting the major scale on all 12 keys. Not to worry. It's not like one of those long math formula. No, so here's the formula. The formula for getting any major key is, do you know the formula?
No.
The formula is tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Or whole, half step, whole, half step. But I'll use tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone because that sounds more interesting to me. So let's say the formula. You can say the formula 5 times.
Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, 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 tone, tone, semitone, Tone, 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 semitone. Tone, tone, semitone. Tone, 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 semitone.
Beautiful. Now we also have a guide. So the guide is just all of the notes, all of the white notes and black keys on the keyboard. So you have C, C sharp, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, A flat, A, B flat, B, C, and then we move again, going 2 octaves higher. We write it again: C sharp, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, A flat, A, B flat, B, C. So the guide is just the 12 keys in 2 octaves. Yeah. So you probably wonder what an octave is. Have I explained that before? I guess I have.
Yes.
Yes, but let's just, for the sake of emphasis, let's repeat it. So an octave is an interval or 12 semitones spanning 8 degrees of the diatonic scale. That's the major scale. Diatonic scale can also be called the major scale. So basically, an octave is the distance from a note to the next note with the same letter name. In the guide above, if you start counting using a semitone movement from the first note C, that is from C to C sharp, is a semitone movement. C sharp to D. So semitone, you know what semitone is? If you keep counting in that manner, when you do get to the next C, you would have counted 12 semitone movements, and that is an octave. So from this C here up until you get to this C, so this C is going to be the 13th note, but up until B, that's 12. So let's count. C, 1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Then this is an octave. So if we're going to count it semitone movement, we're going to count it like this, not the way we counted in notes. We're going to count it from C to C sharp is 1, C sharp to D is 2, D to E is 3, E to E flat to, from D to E flat rather, is 3, E flat to E is what?
4.
E to F?
5.
F to F sharp?
6.
F sharp to G?
7.
G to A flat?
8.
A flat to A?
9.
A to B flat?
10.
B flat to B?
11.
B to C?
12.
So that's an octave. So 12 semitone movements. That's what I mean by 12 semitone movements. So that's an octave. So moving on, remember we established that the fact that C is a natural key because it contains no sharps or flat. Moreover, it's the first key on the keyboard. Now we'll be using the formula and the guide to prove why the C is a natural key, as well as get the major keys of all of the rest 11 keys. Now, I wrote that down again using my handwriting. Is my handwriting fine?
Yes.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So from C to D, so I wrote the notes of, so we're going to use I've written it out. I would have loved to draw it out for you without having to write everything out, but I'll just explain. So from C to D is what? A tone. So we want to use the formula tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Yeah? We want to use that formula now. We'll move a tone from C. A tone from C is what? You could do that.
D.
D, very good. You can either count 2 semitones or just skip one note and move to the other note. So C to D is a tone. That's tone. D to, we are going to move another tone. D to what? E.
E.
Very good. What's a semitone from E?
E to F.
Very good. So I wrote it down here. A tone again.
F to G.
Beautiful. And that tone?
G to A.
Beautiful. And that tone?
A to B.
Beautiful. Now a semitone.
B to C.
Beautiful. So we have used the formula tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So I wrote those notes down here. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. You can notice that there are no accidentals. That's why C is a natural key. It doesn't have any accidentals, doesn't have any sharp or flat. So in solfa notation, you have your C as do, your D as re, your E as me, your F as fa, your G as So, A as La, B as Ti, and C as Do. So when you get into the major scale of any note, you start on the note of the key and end on the next note that is the same letter name. So from C to C, if you're going to get the key of G major, we'll start from G and then we'll end at G. Now, because the G happens to be the first string of the violin, we're going to be starting from the key G, and then we'll move on sequentially. So we have G, A flat, A, B flat, B. We move on like that. Now, your assignment is to write out. You're going to write out this guide that I wrote out for you. You write out this guide, and then you use it to get all of the major keys. So you start, if I say you start from G, you start from G. So use the formula. A tone from G is what?
A tone from G is A.
A. Very good. So that's one tone. A tone from A.
B.
Beautiful. A semitone from B.
C.
A tone from C.
D.
D. Beautiful. Another tone from D.
E.
Beautiful. Yet another tone from E.
F.
A tone, not a
semitone.
No, not a semitone. A tone.
F sharp.
Beautiful. Now a semitone from F sharp.
G.
Beautiful. So we started from G and we ended at G. We ended on G rather, and then we use the formula tone tone semitone tone 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 semitone. So we have the notes G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. Let me show you that now. I'll show you that now. So can you see that now? Can you see what you said? G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So can you see how we got our G major scale now? So your in solfa notation, your G is your Do, your A is your Re, your B is your Mi, your C is your F, D is So, E is La, F sharp is Ti, G is Do. Can you see that now? So do the same thing for A flat. Yeah. So yeah, I've written it out, but let's test if you know it. Let's use the guide again. So I'll just go back to the guide. I'll go back to the guide and then we'll see if you understand it very well. So we're using the note A flat now. So it's a tone from A flat is what?
A tone from A flat. B flat.
Beautiful. And that tone from B flat?
C.
Now a semitone from C?
C sharp.
Beautiful. A tone from C sharp?
E flat.
Beautiful. A tone from E flat?
F.
Beautiful. A tone from F?
G.
Wonderful. Now a semitone from G?
A flat.
That was amazing. So let's check it out if you're correct. So you have, for A flat, you have A flat, B flat, C, C sharp, E flat, F, G, A flat. A round of applause for you. So that's how to get your major key. You use the formula, what? What's the formula?
Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone.
Beautiful. So now this is our guide. So I started writing the guide from G. Can you see that I started writing the guide from G because of the violin starts from G? I started writing G, A flat, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, E, F, F, E, E flat, F, sorry, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, A flat, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G. So this is 2 octaves from G to G, then and from G to another G. Can you see that? That's my guide. So I'll now construct the major scale using the formula. So we're going to start from A now. The same thing applies from A to B, B to C sharp, C sharp to D, D to E, E to F sharp to A flat to A semitone. So that's tone 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 semitone tone tone semitone. So that's, I did this example for you. So I expect you to do the rest. I'll send you this guide, and so you can do the rest from. I stopped at B, yeah. So you can move on from C, C sharp, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp. So that's your assignment. I'll send that to you. So I expect to see your assignment done. So you know all of this, you know the parts of the violin, and the bow, all of this. So this, can you see the position? Can you see your thumb? This is how to place your thumb. I need you to take note of this when you're playing the violin. Your thumb shouldn't be high up. It should be by this side. Can you see the way she's holding her violin? Can you see her wrist is down? Can you see her hair is facing her face? Can you see her hair is facing her nose, not facing her fingers? Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, so when I correct you that you shouldn't let your hair face your fingers, your hair should face you when you're playing. You should take note of that. Can you see how her bow is straight?
Yes.
Can you see her wrist? Can you see how straight her wrist is? Can you see how straight this wrist is as well?
Yes.
That's how you should. This is the correct posture. This is the correct posture of how to carry your violin. Now you know that this is your first finger, this is second finger, this is third finger, this is fourth finger. So this is an illustration with the violin. So now G, this is open. These are the open strings. These first two notes, you use your first fingers to play them. A flat and A. A flat is close to the knot of the violin. So yeah, can you see close to the knot on the G string? This is A flat. If I move slightly away, that's A. So when you are playing the G major scale, you play G, then A. You left A flat. Can you say why you left a space now?
Yes.
Now you played B. You left B flat. Can you say why you left a space?
Yes.
Now you played C. Can you see why I left a space? You didn't leave a space now. So from B to C is a semitone, and that's why your fingers should be close together. So in the key of G, you have G, A, B, then C, which is a semitone. So you don't leave a space. Make sure they're as close as possible. Then we have D, open D. We have E, F sharp. Can you see that? So we left the space of F, and then we play G. That's your G major scale in one octave. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Can you see that? For the key of A flat, we're moving on to the key of A flat. The key of A flat has the notes A flat, B flat, C, C sharp. So we use our first finger to play